Let's try the buffeting through the truck here. See what happens. Hands off the handlebars, passing the truck. I feel the buffeting. The bike is stable. Blew it a little bit there. But it's not, it's nothing to get all bent out of shape over. Fuck, no, this is a 1,000-pound pipe right here. But I'm going 80, almost to New Mexico. Stable. None of this little weaving thing that people talk about that just goes. Though I will say, it is nothing. I wouldn't say, I don't want to be that harsh. I'm only like 700 or 800 miles on this thing. But it's definitely not, it's not a Goldwing, if that makes sense. If you think of Goldwing more than just a motorcycle, but hey, I don't know, a sense of being. It's not a Goldwing. Like Hollywood. Hollywood's not a real place. It's a concept, right? People are like, Bob, I'm in Hollywood. That just means you work in an industry. Like, I'm in defense, I'm in communication, I'm in telecom. You can write the word telecom on top of a mountain, have the same meaning as Hollywood, except, you know, the money part. And titties, of course, they got better titties in Hollywood than they probably do in telecom. Not really sure. I'd hate to offend somebody by saying that titties in Hollywood are better than titties in telecom. Don't want that titty battle. I wouldn't mind judging that. Anyway, nah, it's there's too many menus. Then my Goldwing, all the information is right there. I've probably said it a dozen times already, but all the information you need is on the dash already. You don't have to hot and peck for anything. All the buttons are available. And that goes a long way. And I rode it last night to go get some tickets. And man, it just felt solid. It felt like the luxury vehicle. This is supposed to feel like a luxury vehicle. It's a luxury brand, right? I have a BMW 7 Series. Fuck. That car is amazing. It's just amazing. It's my dream car. Along with a new Corvette and a new H1 Humvee, and it just goes on, right? I love cars. I love machines. If I didn't buy these two motorcycles and my car, I probably could have. Well, I know I could have bought a hell of an airplane. I love to fly. So anyway, enough of that. So it collects a lot of dust. Here in a couple of days, when I get to Tennessee, I'm going to put a cover on the screen there, so I'm not touching it. And I can see dust accumulating on the windshield. It could be the stuff I sprayed on it. So we'll see. I don't like not having Apple CarPlay. True Apple CarPlay is great. And I'm not an Apple fan at all. When I got this Apple phone, I don't know what it is, Apple 14 or 38, 14 I think. Maybe a 15. I truly don't know. But, like, I couldn't find files. I couldn't do shit on it, man. It was just a stupid phone. And I was always an Android guy, right? I just grew up with Androids when cell phones came in. So that's just what I had. And I like Android phones. But that being said, just the stuff made more sense to me on an Android phone than on an Apple phone. So that's that. But anyway, you know, it's like I'm a DOS guy. DOS, fuck, that's 40 years old. That dates me. I'm a Windows guy. There we go. Right? I love Windows. I've had it since, I don't know, Windows 3.1 probably, 3.11, when they used to come in a stack of floppy disks, like 18 discs high, and it took 2 days to install it on a 16 megabyte hard drive. And then now I do have Macintosh, so I've got a couple of Apple computers, more Apple computers than I need, and they were just different. And in all reality, the only reason I was a Windows person instead of an Apple person, a Mac person back in the early 90s, is because I couldn't find any Macintosh games, video games. To me, computers are only worth playing video games on, and porn, and YouTube, and looking up videos on how to fix shit. That's it. I do nothing else productive on it. I do check my email. I do things like that. But like, I'm not a real productive computer person. I'm not a graphics person. I'm not trying to cure anything. I really don't contribute that much to society. So come on, little car. So, with that being said, since they didn't have video games for Macintosh, I never bought a Macintosh. But I ended up getting Macintosh because of work. And then trying to learn the different terminology for the same programs, same applications. Just for example, I call them apps now. We didn't call them apps. Back then we called them programs. Now they're called apps. There's an app for that. There's a program for that. And used to, when they made programs, it's talking of programs and apps, you made a program, and when it went to market, it was done. Rarely did it have bugs, or if it did have bugs, you didn't know what those bugs were. There were no huge security issues to worry about. You know, the safest computer is the one that's in your house, not connected to jack shit, man. Not plugged into anything. No Wi-Fi, no Ethernet, no Starlink, no nothing. So, and the apps just work. The programs just work. And now it seems like they send out programs or applications. They send out apps. I'll just call them apps. They put out apps that are like being developed as the consumers have the app. So you're constantly getting update, this fix, update, that fix. And so it's like they put these half-ass apps out that have to be like endlessly updated because they need to get the apps out so fast. Nobody does their job completely and puts the apps out. Plus, what kid knows how to program anything anymore? Remember when we had Kermit, Y modem G, Kermit? What the hell else was it? See if you remember, tell me. So when you had to dial up a internet provider such as AOL or Prodigy or whoever, you had to create a configuration file for your modem. And it would start with something like AT and DT equals whatever, 256, you know, it'll be a string, a modem string. So you'd write a modem string, and you could tweak your modem string, right? You would also write auto-exec files and config files and keep on a floppy disk. So if you were doing like a certain game program, I don't know, that required a little bit of video, you would write an auto-exec config file that would help your computer better execute whatever that program was. And then when that program was over with, you just put in another auto exec back, fix this file, or just leave it, edit it if you needed to. Kids today, they turn it on, and that's that. Like, if it's not working, it's just not working. And they'll come in, hey, I don't know why it's not working. But push the button or turn it off, or they won't read the screen, right? That's what gets me most, is people who come to me and they say, hey, my computer's not working. And I say, did you read the screen? Because it doesn't work. It'll give you an error. And most of the time, it's going to give you the process you need to follow to reconcile that error. But they don't read that. It's just different screen and too many words. Can't read the word reset. So yeah, I put a bigger windscreen on this. The other one I was getting not a lot of wind protection, yet a lot of buffeting. This one, even though it's bigger, I think, yeah, if I have it at its lowest setting and going this fast, it will, it'll make you feel like somebody's dribbling your head down the court, man. It just is just buffeting bad. Another thing, so on the Goldwing, all of the engine controls are on this side. Cruise control is right here, resume, all that stuff is over here. Now this is pretty standard, this has been here for 100 years, but they put the cruise on this side. So on the Goldwing, all of your infotainment, information, audio, all of that stuff is on the pod over here. And then all of your engine controls were over here. But here I got a lock button for my luggage. And then I got mode. Alright, that belongs here. And then start and stop. But the cruise control and the hazard are all over here. I believe that the mechanical things over there should be over here. They could have made this pod twice as wide as, same as this one. So that's kind of bizarre to me, but anyway it is, right? And then this hand grip right here, this piece is set to mimic this Wonder Wheel over here, or whatever they call it. But they really didn't need to do that. They could have just made this pod bigger and had added some buttons to it to execute whatever command you need to execute engine-wise. And then they got this little SOS button right here. Looks like an eject button. So, anyway, that's pretty much my initial bitch session on this bike.